We've learned that a now former employee of the Cranston YMCA is accused of letting her registered sex offender fiance into the building despite security measures in place. The alleged incidents happened back in December, including during a regional swim meet with hundreds of children present. Our Jake Holter sat down with the new CEO of the YMCA of Greater Providence to get more details. Jake?
Well, Kim, the new CEO, Cranston, tells me that this information was brought to her attention on April 26th, and she quickly fired the employee for what she called the egregious violation of policy.
So this employee circumvented that volunteer system and the scanning system.
Cranston says she fired an aquatics director at the Cranston YMCA after it was discovered she allegedly snuck her registered sex offender fiance into the building on more than one occasion, including during a swim meet. The Rhode Island Sex Offender Registry lists the employee's fiance, Paul Haish, as a level 2 sex offender for indecent solicitation of a child. Santilli says that could have been flagged if he followed protocol and scanned his card in for entry because pictures are compared to a live nationwide database of offenders.
At the time of the investigation, he admitted to being in the branch the evening before, setting up tables and chairs. Again, this was not an official volunteer. When we hire employees, they all have to go through a national BCI background check.
But when it came to Santilli's attention that he was allegedly in the building during the kids' swim meet, she took swift action.
When I found out that he was actually in the building, even though it was in the foyer, in the entryway, which is not okay, she was terminated.
Cranston police investigated the case shortly after it happened, and it has since been closed. No arrests were made. Santilli saying the YMCA will be bolstering its safety and security practices in light of this incident.
We can always do better, and we can always retrain and refresh.
Under her new leadership, Santilli also placed a restraining order against Haish. Now, we did reach out to the employee who was fired for a comment, but she was not willing to give us one at this time. We are also working to learn through the Department of Corrections if Haish's actions violated the terms of his release. For now, reporting live in Cranston, Jake Holter, 12 News.
A Cranston YMCA employee has been fired, accused of letting her fiance, a registered sex offender, into the building during a swim meet.
The alleged incident happened back in December, prompting a police investigation and the employee's suspension. But as more details came out, the punishment got more severe.
Our Jake Holter joins us live from Cranston with what he's learned about all of this. Jake?
Well, Mike and Kim, I sat down with the new CEO of the Greater Providence YMCA, Cranston, who shared with me what she learned about the incident just a few weeks ago.
My initial reaction was this sick feeling in my stomach.
Cranston says she fired a Cranston YMCA employee at the end of April after learning she had allegedly snuck her registered sex offender fiance into the building during a swim meet.
He was in the building, sitting at the front desk at the entrance during this swim meet.
Santilli says the security protocol in place requires everyone to scan their card, and their picture is then scanned by a live nationwide database of offenders.
Anyone who is on that real-time national database will be identified, and that person will not be allowed in the YMCA.
The Rhode Island Sex Offender Registry lists the former employee's fiance, Paul Haish, as a level 2 sex offender for indecent solicitation of a child, which Santilli said would have shown up had he been scanned in. But Santilli says the employee snuck him past the scanner on more than one occasion. Cranston police confirmed they investigated the case shortly after it happened, and it has since been closed. No arrests were made.
At that time, we were told, the administration was told, that he actually wasn't in the building interacting with children. So she was suspended and not terminated.
Former Greater Providence YMCA CEO Stephen O'Donnell confirms that's what happened while he was at the helm. Santilli says when she became aware that Haish was in fact in the building on the day of the swim meet, she took immediate action.
You know, this is a complete violation of their trust and the trust against the Y by an individual employee, and I want them to know that we take it very that I take it very seriously, that there's zero tolerance for this, which is why the employee was immediately terminated.
We reached out to the former employee, who told me she has no comment at this time. Cranston police say their report was submitted to the probation department to see if Haish violated the terms of his release. We reached out to the Department of Corrections, but have yet to hear back with an answer. For now, reporting live in Cranston, Jake Holter, 12 News.